It has come to my attention that my younger sisters on this app are scared of their late 20s and early 30s. I'm 28 years old. I'm turning 29 in October. This is the video that you need to listen to. First of all, the notion that you somehow drop in value at the age of 30 is absurd. You will have less partners to pick from, but that's not because you're older. It's because you're wiser and you see through the shit that you maybe would have fallen for at 21 or 22. Your skin is not going to change as intensely as you think it is going to. I look great. I'm not going to be too old to follow the fashion trends that you like. I personally love keeping up with the little TikTok trends and what the girls are wearing, but I have a more defined personal style, so I only absorb things that enhance that. And most importantly, you will very quickly stop giving a shit about how other people perceive you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, all the love in the world. So today we're going to listen to women in their early 30s, mid 30s talk or advise women in their late 20s. Okay, so I'm going to play some of the videos and then we'll be back to discuss it.
One of the biggest pieces of advice that I wish I could tell my younger self is to diversify your portfolio. And I do not mean to go and get a manager and diversify your financial assets. What I mean is to set yourself up as a woman where you have so many categories that you can win in, that if one or two of them are not working out, you're not going to completely crumble and think, oh my God, nothing's going right for me. Work on your higher self, work on your physical body, work on your career, work on your education, and work on your love life. Diversify areas that you can win in so that when one isn't working out, who cares? You got 10 other ones.
Okay, so this is my best advice for all of you ladies in your sort of mid to late 20s / early 30s. My last video was my best advice for women in their early 20s, and I got a few comments about other age ranges, so I thought I would just go through them. So this one asked for the sort of late 20s, early 30s, so let's start there. These are sort of your prime settling down years, and these are also your prime baby making years should you wish to have children. So I think it's really important that you be intentional with your dating at this point in time. If you are a woman who desires marriage and children, then it's important to be only dating men who, one, would meet your standards in terms of a man that you would see yourself marrying, that you think would be a good husband and a good father to your children, and two, who is himself in a place where he is ready to get married and he is actually looking for his wife. At this age, it's really important not to date for potential, in my opinion. That's for your early 20s, okay? Now it's time to get serious. If a man is not right now in this moment in time in a place where you look at him and think, yes, I would marry him exactly as he is today, right now, then you shouldn't be dating him at all. And this is the mistake I think a lot of women make at this age, where they meet a great guy, but it's like he's not quite there yet. And it's sort of like, he's great, but if only, and they make the mistake of waiting around, hoping that he'll get his shit together and become that guy. That is a lottery that I do not think you can afford to play at this age. Instead, you should focus your time and attention on yourself and your own sort of life, your own self-development, your own things, whatever it is that you have going on for yourself. Then only date men who are already that guy. It is much better to stay single than it is to be with a man just for the sake of being with a man, because you think, oh, maybe he will wake up one day and realize, like, you're the one. Trust me, he either thinks you're the one or he doesn't. And if he doesn't, it might not have anything to do with you, and it might not mean that he's a bad man. It just means that he is not ready to get serious, and or you're simply not the person that he sees himself getting serious with. And that's absolutely fine, but you need to learn to let those people go. I think this is also the age where women do get a bit afraid of being single and staying single, and that fear of being alone often drives women into relationships with men that they know are just not suited for them, and also makes them stay longer than they should because they're afraid if they let this one go that they'll never find another better man. But this is a trap, and this is what often wastes your time. Way more than being single, it's actually being with the wrong man. Instead, you should just embrace being single, because being single is the time when all of the opportunities are open to you. Being single is the time where you can meet that amazing man who will really love and commit to you, who is looking for the same things that you are looking for, but you'll never meet him if you're busy being Barbara the Builder to, Bob Nobody. And while we're on that subject, I also am going to reiterate that I do not think it's a good idea to live with a man if what you really desire is marriage. Living with a man is what legally we call a marriage-like relationship. So you are giving all of the benefits of marriage, but you're not getting any of the legal benefits yourself, any of the legal protections. So you're not really getting the commitment that you want from him. While there are some cases where it all works out fine in the end, the man proposes, they get married, they live happily ever after, there are just as many, if not more cases where that man is never going to marry you. So there's really no benefit to you living with him and being some sort of placeholder while he gets his life together and decides whether or not he really wants to marry you. And don't tell me that you can't test out your relationship while dating, because you absolutely can. That's what staying over at his place is for, spend the weekend there from time to time. You'll see how he gets on in his life. You'll see how the two of you get on together. And bonus, you won't have to pay his bills, cook for him, clean for him, and do his laundry. And you're also free to leave whenever you want. So if you see red flags, it's much easier to just be like, yeah, I'm going to go back to my place now and never see him again. It is much harder to break up with a man once you are living with him. So it is much better to test out your relationship while you are not living together, and only live together when you are absolutely sure that this man is the man. And if that's the case, then why would you not want the commitment from him? Plus, it's my theory that men are also faster to propose if you do not live with them. I think it puts a little bit more pressure on them because they're not getting like the full access to you. They're not getting the full wife experience. And so in order for them to see you more often than, let's say, when you're dating and you're only seeing them once or twice a week, which is what you should be doing, then in order for them to get the full sort of 24/7 experience, they need to actually step up and marry you. And if the man thinks that you are the one, that you are the woman that he wants to spend his life with, like, he won't drag his feet.
This is a PSA to all women in their late 20s to early 30s who has anxieties about age and marriage. I know it's hard to watch your friends get married, to see engagement photos on Instagram, to go to all these weddings, and even see people having kids and having your parents ask you. I think it's hard for single women in this age range because we feel like we didn't meet some sort of standard, or we're falling behind, or the pressure of the biological clock. More or less, we beat ourselves up for our mistakes, for not choosing the right relationship. We think people who are married have probably done something right because look, there is someone who's ready and willing to give them everything. Everything? As women, we can't help but have a more romanticized image of marriage because look, he put a ring on it. Look how beautiful the ring is. Then there's the wedding. Then there's the proposal pictures. Then there's the honeymoon. We can't help but focus on the highlight reel. But what about the real meaning of being a wife? Being a wife also means you take on someone's financial state, their family, their emotional state, their lifestyle, and also the pressures that come with their professional standing. Are you ready to take on all of those responsibilities and give that level of commitment to a man? I'm a firm believer in marriage and having a family, but I just think as women, we're not as conditioned to think about what commitment to a marriage really means as much as men. I think men are typically more aware and realistic about the responsibilities and commitment that come from marriage because society and a lot of women expect men to be more provider-minded in a marriage. So they have to bring themselves to a certain financial and professional standing before they feel like I have enough and I can settle down. I think that's why men don't see marriage as some sort of standard that they have to meet by a certain age or something that they have to rush into. It's because they're very aware of the costs that come with a marriage. But as women, we're not conditioned, we're taught to think that way because of all these other distracting factors like the biological clock or how many friends are getting married and etc. But you have to know that when a man is giving you a serious level of commitment, such as a marriage, you're also giving an equally serious level of commitment in return. So if you're single and you're in the process of dating and you're panicking because of your age and you want to grab the next relationship and think that this just has to work because your time is running out, I want you to stop and take a breath and pause. I want you to stop thinking about the superficial meaning of marriage and everything that you're getting from it or the glossy pictures you're getting from it, and think about what you're giving away and also giving up when you do get married. I hope you can take age out of the picture for the time being and think about if that's really something that you're ready for. With that said, keep in mind that marriage can't help you figure out what to do with life. Marriage does not solve your problems. Marriage does not give you the meaning of life. And I know the dress is pretty, the ring is nice, and being called wifey feels like a really big accomplishment. But marriage is something that requires a lot of maturity, and it also requires you to give a lot more than you're getting. So there is no rush at all. Take your time and make the right decision.
So in as much as I agree with most of what was said, in my own experience, I would say that what I have learned in my 20s is that no matter how far you've gone, you can always start again. So you might not be pursuing the career that you want now, but it's not too late to start again. Even if you are not where you want to be or you are still confused, it's okay to be confused at this age. You can always start again. So there's some profiles of people that I'll read and I'll hear that, oh, they were able to figure out where they wanted to be, or they were able to get to where they wanted to be in their early 30s, late 20s, mid 30s, and it helps to encourage you in whatever it is you are doing. Okay, that's number one. Number two is to surround yourself with the right people, right friends, right relationships, right friendships. Surround yourself with the right people so that you move forward. At this age, in your late 20s, there is no need, for unnecessary friendships and relationships. Like, you've passed the age where you can just be with somebody for no reason. So that is what I'm going to say. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and subscribe. If you have an advice, or if you would like to advise other people in their late 20s, please drop it in the comment section. My name is Benita, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.